Well, I spent my summertime trying to exorcise a wilderness ghost out in the middle of the forest. After a half kilo of coke and a forest fire and about 200 pounds of ammunition later, I had to admit, that family of albino raccoons, they won. Well, howdy, Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, a brand new day. On my lap, running around, I have myself a little Gojira. Yes, indeed. Just like yesterday, I think it was yesterday, when I had a little Gojira running around. She's the only one of my Hamatrons that is awake at this moment. My little ham bones. I love calling them little silly things. But she's a cutie. She's running around. She was buried and just digging and rooting, and so I made some noise. Hello. I made some noise, and she looked up, and so I grabbed her, and now I'm going to put her back because, now she's up in the middle of nowhere, and ta-da, there she goes back into her cage. That's one of the things why mice and hamsters and all that, I can understand why most hamsters and such need lids on their cages. Because they don't like open spaces. It causes them fear. That's that thigmotaxis thing. Open spaces cause them fear. They hunker down, they hide, they scurry for sides so that they can get behind things and next to things that they can hide. A lid, no lid, just open space can cause them stress. But little Gojira here is one of those hamsters that literally does not care. I mean, she just doesn't. Most hamsters, like all my other hamsters over here, most of my other hamsters, they have a specific nest, and they dash for that nest when there's danger or they want to sleep or such. So, they stuff their cheek pouches with food, and then they go into their nest, and then they eat. And if they have to go to the bathroom, they come out, and then they go back in and such like that. Gojira has a nest of sorts, but she doesn't really worry about it too much. She's one of those hamsters, and other people have had them too. I keep reading about this on Facebook and such, where she will be running around, and if she's tired, ow, ooh, I've mentioned before, my neck is in bad shape, and that really hurt. Ow. Just a tight muscle though, and a tendon sliding over a bone protuberance. It happens all the time. Every time your muscles and joints go pop, it's like tendons go snap over a protuberance. Maybe a little bit of pain, maybe nothing, but still. But she doesn't even bother. If she's tired, she'll just curl up into a ball wherever she is and go to sleep there. Even if it's right out in the middle of the center of the cage, and there's stuff that she could hide under or she could burrow, but she just goes, nah, curls up into a ball and goes to sleep right there. Open space, doesn't care. I can walk by, my shadow goes over the top of her, she sleeps through it. She barely even looks up. Whereas Thigmo over there, until I put him down below, where his cage is covered with two others so that he's largely blocked, even my sitting here and just moving, when he was over on top in one of these two cages here, he would just panic every time he saw me move. So, they're just like people that way. They're individual. Each hamster has their own individual personality. They can be hard to see because they have such tiny brains, they have such tiny minds, they have such tiny personalities. And especially if you get a bunch of hamsters and you have a lot of them, it gets harder and harder to differentiate individual personalities. But that's not just a hamster thing either. You get a bunch of people together into a room and you've just got a mob. You don't have individual people to deal with. It's and everybody's lost in the mess, just like if you have a lot of hamsters. So you get one or two of them, their personalities shine. Get them into a big mix of other hamsters, not in the same cages, of course. I mean, I have 5 now, and that's, I wouldn't say get much more if you want to have their individual personality shine, because then you just got too many. The issue of numbers, and especially with our brains, with our monkey brains, they're not good at numbers, the large numbers. That's why this one person, His name is like Jason Packin. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he goes by David Wong on the Cracked site. He's written a bunch of stuff, but one thing, he took a bunch of the information and then about brains, our brains, lesser primate brains, large numbers and groups of people, and then condensed it down into an article for people to read and be able to understand better. And basically, our brains, we have what is known as a monkey sphere. His terms. But our brains can deal with about 150 people. And anybody that's in that circle of 150 people, you know, their friends or family, or the person that you go and you buy stuff from at the store. These people go from faceless strangers to person. They're in the person category because they're in that 150 that you can handle. When that gets full, or there's just people that you deal with on the periphery, like the garbage person who picks up your garbage, drives by and picks up garbage. Your brain doesn't quantify them as people. They're not in your 150 person monkey sphere. That person is the thing that makes the garbage go away. And not until you get to know them do they become a person and hopefully enter into your monkey sphere so that your brain sees them as a person. It's not a conscious thing. It's not something you decide to do. That's all our brains can handle. Which is, of course, one of the reasons that it's so easy to go with tribalism, because if you can only handle 150 as your tribe, then another tribe out there, automatic suspicion. So yay. But that's, I just thought I'd mention that. Go off on a little mini rant about it. Just because physiology, anatomy, humanity, life on this planet, the way our brains have come to work, the way our minds work, the way other creatures, animals' brains work, absolutely astonishing stuff. Definitely cool to go and read up on. Knowledge is fun. Oh, excuse me. I like learning. I like learning almost anything. There are some subjects I don't care about. And sometimes I'll care to learn a little bit about a subject just so that I can say, yeah, I know a little bit about that. But most of the time it's just stuff that I'm fascinated about. And of course, there's Amelia Kitty. She's being a kitty cat. Yay. But learning is good, and there's all sorts of science shows that you can watch on YouTube. Watch the real ones. Don't watch the pseudoscience, woo, non-accredited, flat earth, tinfoil hat garbage stuff out there, please. We live in a world. We live in a physical world. So please don't get caught up on any of this insanity. Because as much as these there'll be television shows or magazines or YouTube channels or websites, when science has said we've studied something for X number of years and we can't find anything, and then pseudoscience says, well, no, you're wrong, because if you put this pin through your tongue, you can see ghosts. I'm gonna go with science instead. Science is good. Learn things. The real world is real. Learn things. I speak not of an afterlife, of spirituality, of anything like that. I don't know. I can't say. So I will not say there is or is not. So I only deal with this physical world we live in right now. There may be an afterlife, there may be not be an afterlife, it may be completely different from this physical world that we are forced to live in right now. I don't know. It may be awesome, it may be terrible, there may be nothing, there may be something. But because we don't know, whereas this stuff, we do. This is the stuff of which I speak. Also, I slept really poorly last night. I went to bed early. I was really, really tired. Super, super tired. And then within 2 hours, I was awake because my gut was killing me. Oh, it was agony. And then after a requisite trip to use the facilities, when I got back, I was still hurting. I did not sleep much. My gut was in agony. For a little while, I did fall asleep because I remember a partial part of a dream. I dream, well, as a human being, I of course dream like everybody else, because if you don't dream, you die. So I dream or I'd be dead. I don't remember my dreams anymore. Up until, well, almost up until going into rehab as an alcoholic, I remembered all my dreams. Once I went through rehab and all that, I haven't remembered my dreams, except for maybe one or two where I've gotten little tiny parts. Last night, because of the pain in my gut, I had a dream where I had lost so much weight, but all I could remember was looking down and feeling my abdomen and feeling like the outline of a loaf of bread inside of my lower intestine. Like, wow, I was so hungry, I just swallowed a loaf of bread and somehow made it into my intestine in such a way that you could see the loaf of bread through my abdominal wall. That's all I can remember about my dream. Thumbs up. I used to have dreams where, this is one where I actually woke up with a sense of despair. Because in my dream, it had been, there had been captors, there, the typical dream stuff. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But then I and all of my fellow conspirators, we were the good guys, the bad guys caught us. We ended up trapped and tied down to all these dissection tables. And they were starting at one end of the room and just dissecting all of us alive. And you know how dream things go. You're going to get rescued. Some crazy thing's going to happen. It's not the end. But at one point, while still waiting for rescue and for good things to happen, I realized, I was like 3/4 of the way through the group. And they had made their way through those 3/4. And I was next. And I realized in that dream that there was no rescue. There was no hope. No one was going to come crashing in through the door. This was it. We tried. We failed. Now we were all dying. That was a very, very heavy-duty dream. I haven't had a lot of heavy-duty dreams. There was the one where I woke up crying once because, stupid story. It was like we were a city underground that was being ruled over by an AI, but the AI went wrong and things were bad and everybody needed to be rescued. And I and a group of others, we actually rescued people. We did it. We saved the day. The AI was broken. People were rescued. And we were making sure, I was helping to make sure that everyone was getting all of the various grief therapy and survivor therapy stuff, because you had to make sure that people weren't just good physically. You had to make sure that they got through this mentally. And I woke up crying. Because while I was making sure everyone else was okay and safe with all this therapy, no one was trying to do the same for me. And I needed just as much survivor guilt therapy as everyone else. So I've had really good dreams, and I want that kind of dream again. Dreaming about eating a loaf of bread, just by swallowing it or some such, and then having it pass undigested to my intestines so that I can feel it through my abdominal wall is not the kind of dream that I really want to have. I want to have those intense, deep dreams again. Even having a dream, I talked about this one just a few weeks back, where I was having a shootout, runaway, hostage situation, running away from these costume types in a abandoned train yard, and where I'd taken up refuge in a train car and was hunkered down in one side of it. And then I trolled myself, or I said, you know what? I bet instead of a bad guy, there's going to be like a baby pig comes running through one of those doors. And then a baby pig ran in one of the doors. And that woke me up going, that was not scary. Why did that jolt me awake? That was a baby pig. Just like I said it was going to be. Why did I jolt awake from a baby pig? That sort of thing is okay. If you're gonna troll yourself, fine. That's like a friend of mine used to do back when he used to smoke pot and take acid back in the mid-90s. He always used to hide things and put things in weird places and then go through and change some of the spines of his books so that they were wrong, or put things out of order because he was playing games for his future self. So that his future self would have the point of, oh, what did I do? And just going, hey, because everything was a little present from the past. And so he just did little stuff like that. And it's like, that's kind of cool too. It's like, leave yourself a present. Play yourself a little game. Move stuff around so when you come across it next time, you're like, wait a minute, when did that happen? Because it's fun. You gotta live life. It's a good thing. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. And I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward, answer as many as I can. Thumbs up the ones I do. But for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Abusive comments, I just immediately trash can. You can disagree with me violently. And as long as you're not abusive, I will engage you in conversation and it'll stay up. But the minute you name call or anything like that, I don't even bother reading it past that. It's just trash canned. And if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that sort of thing. And it is a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my fibro, depression, and more, my memory is terrible. But it is getting better all the time. Let me call up my Chrome. Again, I hope I have 25. I absolutely have no ideas. Awake? I'd love to see the movie Joker. Unfortunately, it moved out of town. Movies only play for 1 week in Shelton, and then they go. The Joker was here for 1 week, and then it left. It's Maleficent. So I'd love to see it, but Dick Wolf, greatly appreciated, sort of. And Shenanigans, thumbs up and thank you. We have Rebecca Sanabria, greatly appreciated. Kathy Kisscat, thumbs up and thank you. We have Ora Sad, thumbs up. Sebastian Ferris, I can't even pronounce one of my own words. Thank you very, very much. And non-conformative proof, greatly appreciated. Paladin Wally M, Bap Bop Boop Beep. Excuse me. Russian Timing, greatly appreciated. And Bailey Snyder. I do have Layers of Fear, and I played the first time through, but I also got the DLC, and I've never played that, so maybe I should. Denial, greatly appreciated. Razorware1466, thumbs up and thank you. John Netzband, greatly appreciated. Brian Dahl, thumbs up and thank you. Just Stupid Games, the best kind. Pop Soda, thumbs up and thank you. Then we have E-Sound Nagar, thumbs up and thank you. Magnetic FN, greatly appreciated. Colin Reisenauer, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. We have King Theoden, thumbs up and thank you. Dabbage Cabbage, greatly appreciated. Pandora NYC1, always good to see you in the comments. Thumbs up and thank you much. Manuel Stinner, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, we have Tyler Rozier, not quite sure, but thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you, you get me out of my head into the world, dealing with real people. Thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. I also have some links down below if you could check those out. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. If you would like to help me out in some fashion but do not want to donate to any of those things, of course, I also have a PayPal link. That would be awesome if you could do that. And I have an Amazon wish list. The link is down below as well. It's filled with things like hamster food, cat food, silly things, non-silly things. So if you wanted to check that out, it'd be awesome. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now to the literal end of time. I'm grasping handfuls of sand, but the thing about sand is the tighter you clench the handfuls, the quicker the grains run through your fingers. Well, I got this video, I got a different video. Hopefully I've got some sort of intro for this one. I have no idea. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing.